Hey, good afternoon. Good late afternoon. It's actually 5 o'clock, and it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I wish you all a great weekend ahead. My name is Tim O, and today I am celebrating 10 years of total abstinence of alcohol and drugs in my life. And I can't even tell you how surreal it is because for 40 odd years, that is all I did on a daily basis in some way, somehow. I always had something in me. And for 10 years, I have not touched alcohol. I have not touched any kind of drugs. I have been through life's terms, cancer, death, um, sickness, trials, tribulations, and I never once needed to pick up any of that garbage. And for years, if I broke my shoelace, I'd go and get high. That's how crazy it was. It was something that started out so innocent. It started out, experimental. Everybody was doing it. The big guys in the projects and in the neighborhood were doing it. It was all fun and games, girls, motorcycles, pig roasts, parties, and for a while it was all that stuff, and it was crazy times, and it was fun, and it was nuts. And then it became a burden, and then it became arrests, and then it became courtrooms, and then it became jail cells, and it became dark and dingy cellars and hanging around with people that carried guns. It was about decadence, and it was about disturbance, and it was about sickness, and it was about doing things that you never thought you were capable of doing. And then those things just became um, second nature. But you know what? 10 years ago to this day, the night before I did this, I was so sick, and I was sick for a week. I sat in my house and I came down on my own. No detox, no medication, no nothing. Just I felt like my head was being ripped open. Anxiety, flipping around in the bed, vomiting. It was a horrible thing. And for the first time, I actually knew that it was over. I was either going to die in that house and take another shot, take another needleful, or I was going to, because I had 2.5 years. So I knew what it was like to be clean. I knew what it was like to be sober. I knew the benefits of both those things. I seen the things that I got back. I looked at the things that I gave away, and I did something about it. And then I got complacent, and then I got foolish, and then I started the secrets again, and the next thing you know, I was back out there. But I knew once I had gotten through that withdrawal and that sickness that I was like, I got two choices. There's no more. There's no more. Last call had been called, and I either listened or I died. That's it. I don't know if I would have died that night, but it was coming. If I continued, I was only out there, I had 2.5 years, and I went out for a week, and more happened in that week than I can even fathom. And some of it I don't even remember. People have told me. But what I did know is, and I never recommend this, but I seen that it was never going to change. That relapse really made me take a good hard look at myself, and all I seen was it was never gonna be like it once was when I started this. It was never gonna be sunshine and daydreams. It was gonna be darkness. It was gonna be addiction. It was gonna be death, and I could smell it off me. So I came back, and I walked back in there with my tail under my legs, and my friends had to help me up to go get my white key tag because I wasn't even capable of getting up to get it. But from that point on, today, 10 years ago, I started a journey that gave me my peace of mind, my rational thinking, my strength, my wisdom, and my courage. It gave me it all back. And you know what? I don't wake up with that thing at the end of the bed taunting me to come and get more. I don't. And I don't know why, because I did that garbage every day since I was a young kid, in some shape, way, or form. I don't want to get high. I don't want to go back to that life. I don't want to be sitting in some dingy cellar with a bunch of guys that I don't even know, ready to freak out after being up for 4 or 5 days and blow somebody's head off. That doesn't sound romantic. That doesn't sound like something that entices me to, like, I miss that stuff. There was good times, but you had to pay a big price. I had to pay a big price for those, quote, good times. It's a lot of bad times. A lot of jail cells, a lot of weekends in jail, a lot of years in jail, a lot of scars, knife marks on my body, gunshots. That's what that life brought me. I sat in rooms with people that you could just feel pure evil. And I'm not embellishing this stuff. I got nothing to embellish. And I sat there with people. That's where these things brought me. People that were looking at me like, what are you, a cop? Freaking out for days, carrying guns. I'm lucky. I'm a very lucky guy. I could have got killed many times. But I didn't. So I feel good today. I woke up this morning, kind of felt a little surreal, as I said. Having 10 years. That's a big number. You know, when you have 5, that was big. 3, 7, but 10, that's a big number for me. And I woke up this morning and I did what I did yesterday. I went out, I watered my grass, I fed my little animals, I checked in on my girl Carol, I went to my job, I left the job and went down to a meeting in Harvard Square. I sat with people that I respect because they're trying their best to do the best for themselves, and we all have our back. Tonight I'm going to be celebrating, and I have sponsees coming that I sponsor. I have guys that have been in my life. I'm going to meet new people that I don't know, and new people that I've just come to know in the last couple of months. This is a good life. And there's cancer in my life, and there's death, and there's family members that go, and there's this and there's that, but that's life's terms. You know, in order to live, death has to happen. And in order for the book of life to go on, chapters have to close. I wrote that this morning, but it's true. And I don't want it to be. I didn't want my mother to die. I didn't want my brother Joe to die. But I was there for them. And if I was out there, I might have been there. Or I might not have been. Because that stuff called the shots. That stuff ruled the day. That stuff had me by my throat and was like a ventriloquist. I had no say in the matter. And today I don't have that. And I'm very grateful for that. You know, gratefulness ain't always about being happy and walking around with wings on your back. Gratefulness, to me, is just knowing that I have the capability to be grateful in whatever aspect that may be. I have the capability now and the ability to be grateful. And before, I didn't know what grateful was. I was an ungrateful, selfish addict. And that's what most of us are. It's all about us. You know, we'll point fingers at the wife, we'll point fingers at the law, we'll point fingers at society. We'll just keep on pointing fingers. But remember, 3 of those fingers are pointing back at us. I did what I did. I might have got steered down a way because I got introduced to stuff very early. But I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that took it. I'm the one that seeked it out. I'm the one that ingested it. And I'm the one that had to pay the price for it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Good old Beretta. If anybody remembers the old show with Robert Blake, Beretta. I remember that theme song. Wish I listened to it a little bit more when I used to watch the show. So you know what? 10 years. I want to, there's so many people I could thank. Some that went back out and died. But they taught me, their words weren't of waste. Not all of us are saints, man. Shit happens in life. And we don't all stay clean. And why did this guy die when he helped so many and I didn't, when I was just a selfish bastard in the beginning? Well, I don't know those answers. You know, that old Joni Mitchell song, what the hell is that? I looked at life from both sides now, win and lose, but still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. That song still brings me to tears. I don't know why my friend Jimmy went home and hung himself one night when we were just sitting together, me and him on the porch. I don't know why my girlfriend gets cancer when she's one of the nicest and helps so many women in this program and men. I don't know why my brother Joe, who was the smartest of all of us, is now dead because of this garbage. What I do know is that's life on life's terms. Not everybody makes it out. So I'm grateful today that I did, so I can carry the message of my brother Joe and my dad who died of this stuff. They don't get the chance, but I do. And no matter what they did or didn't do, I'll always love them. So you know what? I wish yous all a great weekend. And if you're struggling with this garbage, please share this with somebody. Because we do recover. And we do change. And it takes some work. But you don't have to do it alone. And if you think that that's the case, then that's your disease talking to you. Because AA and NA and CA and whatever A you want to tack onto it, because I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever's got you in the grips, that's just addiction. But we're the biggest gang, if you want to call it that, over the Hells Angels, over anything. We're everywhere. You go to Jamaica, you go to China, there's a meeting going on right now. And they may speak different languages and all that stuff. But we help people. And if you need the help, then just come in and sit there and squirm and shake and get a half a cup of coffee so it doesn't dump all over you when you like this. And maybe listen, because all these people that are talking have been where you are. So have a great weekend. God bless you all. And stay grateful. And look at the things you do have and not all that you don't. Be well and hang tough.